kids coming out in handcuffs, bro. They all in that van. It's kids coming out in handcuffs.
Hey, make way for the camera. Make way for the camera, man. They snuck these mother.
Man, grand rising to the collective. Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them upload. I know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate y'all, Collective. If you're watching on your TV, whatever the case is, I wish it was smooth 7. Might be a trigger warning or 2. I hope not. But I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Again, remember, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure your post notifications are on. I put a post in the community tab. And I was like, bro, I don't know why y'all keep getting... No, I know why y'all getting unsubbed. I know why y'all ain't getting the notifications. I know why. You know why. Man, come on, bro. Like, we already know why. So, with that being said, just make sure your post notifications are on. Make sure you hitting that bell. Make sure you liking, comment, and you making sure you subbed up. I seen a lot of y'all say y'all being unsubbed. I got a message from YouTube who said they had to remove some people from the channel because they're bots. But when there was a fake ass account in the comments scamming y'all, I had to remove that. Not the other way around. That bot should have been removed, right? But we know why shit like this happens. But I appreciate y'all again, man. Make sure y'all on point with that shit. Make sure y'all looking over all y'all settings. But I appreciate y'all. I love y'all, Collective. I hope y'all doing good. But y'all know what it is, man. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
What was JFK really trying to tell us all about it? Which, before I go any further, let me just say this is for educational purposes only. Now, before I go any further, okay, this is the most important part of this article that anybody needs to read. Kennedy tried to stop the nuclear weapons program. This issue was kept so secret that crucial documents and letters have only been released in recent years. And as we should all know, Kennedy was a strong advocate for stopping nuclear proliferation, especially after the 1962 Cuban Missile Crisis. He realized how easy it would be to intentionally or accidentally trigger a catastrophic nuclear war, something that has recently been threatening Iran with. It really makes you wonder why the US is supplying with billions of more dollars. Well, as you can see here, Kennedy's policies challenge and oppose the military and political ambitions of Zion. At the time, it only existed for 13 years, okay? Well, as you can see right here, it was still evolving and the course was not totally set. There was a significant international resolve to find a compromise solution regarding Palestinian refugees from the 1948 Nakba. And as you can see, when it attacked Egypt, right, they seized the Sinai Peninsula in 1956. The Eisenhower administration demanded to withdraw from the captured territory and they complied.
Did AI know about Charlie's event before it happened on September 9th and post about it? So this user posted about how someone made a book about the event for Charlie, but look at this, it was published on September 9th. Yet the event for Charlie was yesterday, September 10th. Now I shared this link at 2:23 Eastern time. 8 minutes later, no one else was able to see that link anymore. Amazon removed it. Now Petty Mayonnaise got screenshots of what the book was saying before it was removed, and it is listed on my Discord if you want to join. But the reason I'm showing you this is because you can tell that it's definitely AI written. And before I show you what it actually says in the book, I want you to know that even this is AI. So are we in a matrix? Or are we just that predictable to AI that it knows what's going to happen? By the way, that book described exactly how it was going to happen. It's on my Discord. Take care. God bless.
I don't think AI is predicting us. I think the world is a stage. And again, the world is simple. Humans make this shit complicated. And let's be honest, last Thursday's video got a lot of it had a lot of things in it that couldn't make the cut, and since then I've been hit hard. Y'all been unsubbed, notifications ain't been on, none of that shit. So make sure your post notifications is on, make sure you subbed up. But we will be getting to this topic. We will. Bear with me, y'all.
Video evidence has just been released that proves that we have been lied to for the past 6 years about the Jeffrey Epstein case. So the missing 1-minute video footage that apparently didn't exist was just dropped on the internet yesterday, and it wasn't just a nothing burger. It actually shows, if you look over my head, that at the 44-second mark, somebody actually walks towards Jeffrey Epstein's cell in that missing 1-minute period that apparently, again, didn't exist. Now, this video being released to the public isn't just important because at the 44-second mark, it shows someone walking towards his cell, which is still insane, and I feel like not a lot of people are really talking about that. Like, wasn't the official excuse the guards were sleeping during that period? Well, this shows that someone was not sleeping and they were actually walking towards his cell. But it's also important because this now proves that there was a cover-up, that people were lying. The people in charge have been lying. So Attorney General Pam Bondi, her official reasoning or excuse or now lie as to why this video didn't exist was the fact that it physically didn't exist. Apparently, what she said was every single night at 11:59 to 12 a.m., the video resets and there's just a missing 1-minute period in the security footage. Well, we now know that that is straight up not true. Now, unfortunately, in today's world with the modern technology we have with AI and video editing, and based on the fact that it has already been proven that some of the security footage has been altered and edited in Adobe Premiere Pro, which is a video editing software, and now we know that our Attorney General straight up lied about this footage. Even though this footage has been released, there's really no proof to show that this is actually real. I mean, the US government can do a lot more impressive things with technology than just faking a video. So this is like a walk in the park. We've all seen AI videos. It's really not too hard to alter videos. So my question to you guys is, do you think this security footage is real? And if so, how significant do you think it is that someone was walking towards Epstein's cell during the 1-minute period that allegedly didn't exist?
Or they was walking to the cell and part of that had to be edited out. And what they came up with was, the video resets at 1 minute, so that's why we didn't see it. No, it was just convenient enough at that time that it was the time it's supposed to reset. No, it wasn't supposed to be the time reset. Y'all reset that shit, so we didn't see who was walking to the damn cell. When Epstein first left, I knew his ass faked that shit, bro. I knew it from the jump. This before I even knew what he did. I just knew, like, if it's at that level, bro, he faked that shit. He faked it, bro. He's sitting on his island right now, still doing the same shit he was doing before he got caught. Do y'all agree? Do y'all disagree? Clip before that, Charlie Kirk. We're gonna get to that. Reason why I ain't discussed it is because I want to look at all the right information. I want to look at all the correct shit. It's so much going around. Misinformation, information, positive, negative, so many opinions and ideas, and it's so much going around. I just want to go ahead and see everything for what it is before I bring it to the collective. But I do think they pushing even more for us to be divided, separated. Right wing, right side, left side. That's all this shit is here for. Part of my opinion is just to keep us going at each other. Let me know y'all thoughts. I just don't understand why the world can't be at peace on everybody's part. Whether you on the right, whether you on the left, whether you Charlie Kirk, whether you the damn shooter. Why we just can't get along? Why we can't be respectful? Why we can't say respectful shit to one another? Why we still can't get our point across without sending insults, cussing each other out, being so angry? Why? Why we can't vibrate higher, bro? Don't make sense.
You want to know why parties ain't fun no more? Why going out to the club and why all of that ain't fun no more? The real reason is because the people that are high vibrational, some call them chosen ones, or they carry 144,000, the 144K frequency with them. These high energy people are now woke. They are awakened. They've had their awakening, so they no longer want to go out to the parties or gatherings, or they rather use their energy for other things like healing, stuff like that. So these parties ain't the same without us. They ain't got the same energy no more. Not without us there. People don't even want to dance no more because we ain't there going in using all of our God-given energy to party and to have a good time. Because, boy, we used to turn up. Tell me I'm lying. We used to turn up. But we don't do that no more. And that's why partying and going outside ain't the same like it used to be.
Shit. Y'all remember the 144K?
Get right up.
Yeah. You think he'd already be in place?
You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof right there? Just saying. He just ran from over, where's my finger? Whoa. From over there, ran in. And now he's right there. Just saying.
If you see it, why you didn't say nothing? You pulled your phone to show it. Unless you part of it. Unless this shit was all a show. And that's why I didn't want to talk about this shit beforehand. Because it's just too... When I say there's too many head scratches, there's too many head scratches, bro. And there ain't no such thing as coincidences. And when shit start lining up a certain way, I can't say it's good. Hey, I seen a comment. Somebody said this shit was fake. When they said this shit was fake, somebody in the comments said, and I knew this was coming. They tried this with Trump, and it wasn't fake. And I remember when I said how I felt about it then. When that situation happened, I had so many opinions. I'm not going to say good or bad. I had so many opinions. And the same people who said that shit was real turned around a year later and said, oh, that shit was fake. I'm not the person to say I told you so. I'm not the person to say none of that. I give my opinion. You give yours. We both be respectful. We both be family. Let's still work together. The world is too big. It's too much. It's bigger shit to fry than the little shit sometimes that we spend time on or give energy to, invest our energy to. I just don't understand why, if you see this, why you didn't tell nobody? Why you ain't tell everybody, hey, look, bro, what is that up there? Why did you just record it for clicks and clout? And it was at the expense of somebody's life. It does not make any sense. Life is simple. Humans make this shit complicated, bro. Oh my God. This shit is crazy.
Just trapping and cursing people through his street performance. What? A guy in Italy, in Florence, after the pose, he always finds a way to grab their hand and put his hand on top of their head. And then they saw his eyes fluttering. Oh, underneath his eyelids. Two guys who are really like into Christianity and stuff like that. He said the Holy Spirit showed him cobwebs over him.
So I asked Phoenix, who can see in the spirit realm, he can see angels, demons, all that crazy stuff. What's going on spiritually?
I asked God if he could show me what was going on with this guy spiritually. And in the spirit realm, swirling around the sky is this gray cloud of spider webs.
What does cobwebs that mean? In the spiritual realm, that's witchcraft. Really? Yeah. So he's doing curses, and whenever they walk away, they see the same cobwebs over that person.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's a trap, fam.
Yeah,
he's like praying over him.
He looks demonic, bro.
Shit, you ain't touching my head for one, bro. You tripping.
Taylor Swift sold her soul to the devil, and she is a Satanist. Diddy is a Fed that just had a show trial, and he is a plant to have blackmail on the 1% of entertainers so that the government and Satan can continue using them as pawns. Oprah is a child. That's why she owns all those schools in Africa and why those kids go missing. Your favorite A-list celebrity, they kids. Yeah, that's what they do. Your favorite A-list celebrity, your favorite actor, your favorite mainstream artist, they've done homoerotic rituals with Satanists. Hollywood in the entertainment industry is a means for the powers that be to control you. It's no different than the Roman Colosseum. That's what sports are. Everything is a distraction. Everything in your life is a lie. You don't need to be a slave to a company for the rest of your life. The government, this entire system wants you to be an ant and wants you to be a pathetic, worthless bug with no power. And until we stop engaging with their toys, nothing's going to change. Drake likes kids. Tom Hanks likes kids. And it's not even that they like kids. It's that they do things with kids because the devil enriches them, because it's horrible. If you don't believe me, go ask them when the last time they made their satanic sacrifices at Bohemian Grove.
The Charlie Kirk thing seems very strange because once you begin to go down the rabbit hole and look at everything, something doesn't seem right about this. Case in point, notice the ring. I want you to pay attention to that because something very interesting happens to the ring. Notice how it's on his ring finger. Right there. You see it? On the ring finger. Now, keep that in mind because look at this. Notice how the ring changes hands. It goes from his ring finger to his pinky. How is that possible? I'm asking each and every one of you, how is that possible? Again, I don't know what's going on, but something very strange is happening. What do you think?
Look, there's some of you out here who think they got all the answers. Some of you out here who know they don't have all the answers. And I'm on that side. And then there's some people out here who have an excuse behind everything they see because they want to make this shit make sense. And then there's people like me who just sit back and let this shit play out. And one day when we old and gray, we gonna be like, bro, I knew something wasn't right. Why everybody was trying to be right, why everybody was trying to defend it, I just sat back and watched it. Two people arguing from a distance both look like dummies. We vibrate high, but I gotta be honest. I gotta be truthful. Two people arguing from afar, no matter who's right and who's wrong, they both look like immature kids. I should say that. And how I see it is, it's just like, okay, I've never seen a ring finger change that fast unless the camera footage was stopped or edited or, man, I don't know. There's shit like official Truth Zone just said, bro, the rabbit hole gets more strange and strange the further you go. From the dot that I heard alien technology, I heard fake, I heard real, I heard all types of shit. This shit crazy. There's so much I just cannot make up. The speech he said literally before it happened, like, bro, there's just too weird. There's too many coincidences. I never seen a ring change fingers like that in seconds. Have you? Again, there's about to be the people who got all the answers. There's about to be people who like, bro, it is what it is. I'm gonna put it like this. If it's real, rest in peace to this man. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. I don't give a damn what he believed in. Right is right, wrong is wrong. We just need peace on this planet. That's it. That's it, bro. I don't give a damn what you thinking of, what you like, what you don't like. We just need peace here. And I don't think that was right for it to happen in front of his kids, in front of his parents, in front of his family. That ain't okay. If it was real. If you on the side of, bro, nah, it was too many coincidences, I feel you. It's a stage. But if you on the stage, if you on that, like, I'm reasoning with everybody here. Because that was a real life, if that was real, that was a real life situation that just happened and occurred. Some people will never be able to shake that out. If some people who were there will never be able to shake that out they soul. They gonna remember that shit forever. It's different when you see somebody leave this planet, especially on a crazy level. The shit plays with your head at a crazy level, bro. If you don't get strong enough to cope with it, trust me, I get it. I know. Let me know y'all thoughts though.
Imagine flying across the world to your first trip in Nepal only to be running alongside the locals for your life. That's exactly what happened to this British tourist guy that ended up in Nepal the day that these people decided to rise up against the government. What are the chances of that? And again, he found himself to be running for his life.
I cannot believe my eyes right now. The whole of Parliament is on fire. People are dancing. None of it is left. Look at it. The whole building is burned through. People holding Nepali flags on top of the fire engines.
Yo, they're really going at it, y'all. They're really going at it. To the underground government buildings, finding the government officials' vehicles, bringing them to the front of this building over here, and burning them. Let them all catch on fire, y'all. This is some crazy. This is crazy, y'all. I've never seen any type of music festival like this. And they proceeded to beat up the trucks too, y'all. They're bringing up all the cars to burn them up. These are the government officials' vehicles. So at this point, what is Gen Z doing? And I said this before. I mean, that's why they say Gen Z is the last generation. You guys are the ones that's breaking this whole down, breaking this whole system down. And like I said, this is only the beginning, because the people are fed up with their government, tired of paying these high prices, these high rent, high bills for groceries, for things that we need in order to live and maintain ourselves in this world. It's coming to an end, y'all. This shit's crazy. But let me know what you guys think about this video. Let's get it.
There's two things. They're either loving the fact that, when I say they, the 1%, they loving the government too. They're loving the fact that we're doing this because it gives them a chance to bring in a new system. Out of chaos came order. Or they hating this shit right now and they scared at the fact that Americans is looking at this shit and they don't want Americans to get together. Imagine if people in the rural areas, imagine if y'all came down to the city. Imagine people from the hood. Imagine y'all came to downtown. And imagine if people from the west side of the city came to the downtown area, east side, south side, north side. Everybody come down to the middle. Meet at downtown, wherever your downtown is. All different colors of people, different nationalities, different cultures, different understandings, different strengths, different weaknesses. It's a team. That's how I see it. That's a team, bro. That is a team. How can we have United States where it's so diverse and everybody works together and make United States a dope-ass country? And then we turn around and don't get along with each other. That don't make sense, bro. We all under the same, let's just say under the same roof in this country called United States. But we don't get along. We all got different perspectives and opinions and we got brung up different ways and different cultures and lifestyles, but just can't see eye to eye because of that. When it's a bigger system holding over our heads. Again, they don't want to see this shit, bro. They don't want to see this. Not in America. This for entertainment purposes, and what I'm saying will not happen and it's not true, but they don't want to see that in America. If they don't want to see all of us kicking it together, hanging out and under one order, and it ain't theirs, and it's all ours, oh, they'll lose their shit, bro. Watch how fast they deploy the military in on us. Watch. They would hate to see us all together.
What is happening today? A man was beheaded at a Dallas motel this morning. So this happened around 9:30 a.m. this morning at the Downtown Suites Motel in Old East Dallas. The victim, 50-year-old Chandra Nagamalaya, was attacked with what witnesses say was a machete. He was stabbed multiple times and then literally beheaded. Witnesses describe him running towards the motel office where his wife and son were, screaming for help. Even after someone tried to fight the attacker off with a bat, the suspect kept going. Police say that the killer, 37-year-old Jordanis Calbos Martinez, left the scene and was found just down the street near a Beer Mart Express. Despite being armed, officers say that they arrested him without deadly force. He is now charged with capital murder. The victim's head was later found in a trash bin near the motel. Right now, investigators don't know if the suspect and victim knew each other. The motive also hasn't been released. Neighbors told reporters that the crime has obviously left the area shaken and that they want swift justice for the victim's family. So, someone beheaded in Texas, Charlie Kirk was then killed in Utah, and at the same time in Colorado, there was a high school shooting that left 3 teenagers in critical condition.
NPCs is crashing out, bro. They crashing out.
We know the truth now here. This is a video of the Grand Canyon. Whoa! What is this on the wall in the middle of the screen to the right? Let's look a little closer. Do you see that? That's crazy. I don't know exactly what I'm looking at, but there is something there on a large mural in the Grand Canyon. We know the truth now.
Too many mysteries of the Grand Canyon, bro.
Pay very close attention. This was his signaler making the signal to Charlie Kirk.
There have been in America over the last 10 years, counting or not counting gang violence. Great.
Charlie Kirk is a Libra sun. We just got out of a 999 portal, and for Libras, that means endings. Basically, they took him right before his birthday. Right before your birthday, you always have to be very careful because you're ending a karmic closure. You're entering your birthday. This is something that you're ending. So a lot of hidden enemies come out, and this is something that only high-level astrologers like me and other astrologers know. So basically, right after that 9-9 portal, we stepped into that one identity, which pushes things more. Because you know, when things end, things have to start, and that basically created an opening. Y'all make sure y'all stay very safe right before your birthday because you're in a cycle. Because there are people who don't want to see a new chapter for you. It's been your astrological consultant on Astrological, signing out.
Did y'all see the dude that looked like he had something under his arm in one of those?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think NASA is starting to soft launch the idea of the firmament to the public. You know, the firmament that the one true living God, Jesus Christ, made on the second day of creation. Yeah, that one.
Earth is like our bedroom, cozy and safe, but it's inside a much bigger house that helps make our planet habitable. That house is our heliosphere, a giant protective bubble created by the sun.
So we live in a heliosphere, almost like a biblical firmament, and it's created by the sun. I've been talking about this. Polaris is the true sun. It is God's throne room. If you're new here, I have a ton of videos on this. It's biblical, and it's an antique piece of knowledge that we have lost.
It stretches beyond the planets and forms a boundary that protects our solar system from deep space. So, what does this house look like? Well, we don't actually know. The heliosphere is so huge that we can't just step outside and take a photo of the whole thing.
Oh, is that why every image has to be created with CGI? Is that something like the Van Allen belt that we can't get through to go back to the moon?
NASA has found ways to map out its boundaries. First, 2 spacecraft have actually passed through its walls and sent back measurements from outside. Voyager 1 passed through in 2012, and Voyager 2 made its own crossing 6 years later. But they only found the boundary in 2 specific places, and it took more than 35 years of space travel to get there. Luckily, there are other ways to study the heliosphere from inside. NASA's IMAP will use a technique kind of like listening for echoes that bounce off of our heliosphere's exterior walls. Instead of sound waves, these echoes are particles that ricochet off of the heliosphere's edges.
If I had to guess, this is probably the result of that.
By listening carefully, scientists can map the structure of our house from the inside, giving us a blueprint of our solar system's outer shell. Next time, how our heliosphere protects us from the dangers of deep space, and what happens when it fails.
I don't know about you guys, but I think they're going to have to get really open about this very, very soon because there's some kind of biblical event, don't know what it could be, that's going to prove that the firmament is a real thing and that space is fake.
That'd be the day I would, man.
So I'm in the Houston airport right now, and I'm going to show you guys what they have here. It's literally the flat earth, right? We got the flat earth map. In the center of the map, you got the tree of life, covered by the dome, the firmament. They're showing you guys, it's in your face. Tree of life, flat earth map, with the firmament covering it. This is the Houston airport.
Look, the reason why I'm not pressed by anybody who doesn't believe in flat earth, I just put it out there for anybody to question. And there's going to be people who come to this channel who never been here before, who never heard of these things before. And it's just a breadcrumb for them to pick up and run with to get started. You know what I mean? It's like a warm-up lap for them. Like, before we start taking you down the dark webs and CERN and really what NASA about, we gonna slowly bring you in and how you question little things here and there. You know what I mean? This is for the people who've never been here before, who've never even been down that path of enlightenment. I think a lot of people forget about those people. We so used to getting the information, passing it to the people who already know, trying to find more information for people who don't know. So for other truthers who already been down rabbit holes, we try to find new information for those people. But what about the people who aren't woke at all? We forget about them. So that's what I always try to make a point when I'm doing these is I'm gonna put something simple for those who ain't really on the enlightened side yet. Nothing wrong with it if you ain't. Everybody learn how to tie their shoe at different times, at different ages. So why you can't learn things like this at a different age? You know what I mean? Than what I might have learned. I think that they're gonna have to bring out the truth about the firmament. Again, one lie comes with more. You can't lie and think that's just gonna stop with that one. Nah, you gotta keep lying, bro. That's why it's easier to just tell the truth. How y'all feel? Y'all agree with me? Do y'all disagree? How y'all feel about this earth, flat earth and NASA and all that, bro? I think, again, they lie about so much, all they bullshit coming out. All they bullshit coming out, bro. We already knew all these things. But again, the ones who didn't know, we gotta look out for them. I had a dream last night. I seen 2 suns, bro. 2 suns. I have not had that before, but 2 suns. I'm still trying to figure out like what exactly that dream was trying to tell me, or was it just me just tripping? But I don't know. But I did see 2 in my dream last night. It was messing my head up.
Okay, this is another angle from Nepal. The Gen Z protest. More information has come forward. There's a politician they throw in this river and they're pissed off. And what happened was, from insider sources, from people in Nepal, you guys have been DMing me. Basically, they banned social media. A big protest happened. It was peaceful. Then it became unpeaceful, on part, according to some Nepali people who are DMing me. The police were being unpeaceful. And then some students are no longer with us during this conflict between the police and the protesters, Gen Z. And then the next day is when these massive protests happened and they started burning part of parliament buildings and ministers had to flee by helicopter. So this is a politician they throw in the river and they're berating and roasting him. And this is kicking off in Nepal right now.
He say beheading and roasting them? Oh my God. Hey, that's a little bit crazy, bro. But again, I think that was part of their plan. Bring chaos and bring order right after. I'm gonna just say this. America, let's not get lost in the sauce, bro. Cause I know one side is on edge after some shit that just happened. Let's not get lost in the sauce. Don't go at each other because of some bullshit you saw on the media. That's what it was there to do, bro. Was to get you to do some wild shit so they could bring their new world in. Again, bro, they gonna throw us off with a crazy ass distraction. They gonna give us something that's gonna ruffle the feathers. It's gonna be somebody who also believes so much in the politics, and your ass gonna get lost in the sauce. I'm just saying it now. You gonna get lost in the sauce, bro, because you gonna go make a mistake based off that shit you saw on CNN or whatever the hell else you saw, wherever you saw it. And it's going to be a person on your side that you voted for. And you're going to be pissed. And you're going to go go make a mistake on some shit. Because another person believes in some other shit. And that's where you're going to mess up, bro. That's where you're going to mess up. And I shouldn't even be saying all this because I'll put a target on my back. And I shouldn't be saying all this because my channel is the one that's getting hit for saying all this type of shit. But it's bigger than all that. It's about the people. So y'all let me know if y'all agree with me, if y'all disagree. What I just said is not true. But I wouldn't be doing my part or God's work if I didn't say those type of things.
They're putting up white-only signs in Missouri. Like, that's some real shit that's apparently happening right now. All of you faces that denied Project 2025 would ever happen, all of you can absolutely go f*** yourselves. Go play in traffic. Like, for real. This is insane. To everybody in Missouri that has, like, a level-headed brain, like, seriously, if you see one of those businesses that has, like, a whites-only sign and you're a white person that really thinks all of this is f***ed up, I want you to go in that store and just act like a bull in a china shop. Man, if we do it everywhere, they'll stop doing it. Seriously. Destroy the place. All of them. If the owners try to stop you, too. I live in New York. They won't try that shit here. We will burn those places to the ground.
Missouri, how y'all feel? Have you seen it? Is it cap? Is it true? Wherever you are, do y'all think they would get away with that? Do y'all think that they would get away with that in y'all city? Let me know. I'm curious. But again, this right here is to cause us to go at each other, because the more we at each other, the less we are focused on the real issue here. And then we don't go to do it the way Nepal was doing it. They don't want us to do it that way. They don't want us together fighting with them, taking their shit, having cops and military officials coming to join our side and go again. They don't want that. But I do think that's going to happen one day. I do. Mark my words. I think that's going to happen.
He got the whole look.
Oh, they bringing somebody out the back.
He got the what's happening? What's happening?
Yeah, move with me so my battery won't die.
Yeah, I'm coming with you. Dad, bring his ass out. It took y'all long enough.
Right. Watch, buddy. I'm coming through here.
I got you.
They should just let us whoop his ass, dog.
Bro, I swear, if we rush their ass right now, they can't stop nobody.
Oh, they done pulled the van up to the door so they could sneak a shit out.
Hey, that's
They
some
sneaking shit out. They sneaking shit out, dog.
Put that nigga on display. Put
Show
that
face,
on display
dog.
now.
Show that nigga face. My shit got blurry as a mother. Clear up, iPhone. Oh, they sneaking niggas out, dog. They sneaking niggas and bitches out. Look at all coming out of there, dog.
Hey,
look at all dog.
Hey,
hell no. Hell no. That van don't need to leave.
They all in that van. It's kids coming out in handcuffs.
Hey, make way for the camera. Make way for the cameraman. They snuck these mother.
Wasn't that a cop's house? If I'm not mistaken? I thought I saw that. Wasn't that a cop's house? Oh, they about to cause hell. See? I'm telling y'all, people are getting tired of this shit. Black, brown, Asian, white, whatever you are. We getting tired of this shit, bro. We getting tired of it. Why? Because we all working for nothing. Ain't no damn near. For entertainment purposes, what I'm saying is not true. We slaves to the system, bro. We slaves to the system. Is it, again, do you own that land you live on? Or is it a plantation that your ass rent on? I'm just asking. They removed the chains off of one certain amount of people and placed it on all of us. I'm just saying, bro. Like, you might own that house, but do you own the land? See? They get your ass with that. Oh, you own the property, but you don't own the damn land that the property sit on, bro. So if they come in and do you like they did the farmers, and they say they taking this shit back, where you going? What do you have? Is your little man gonna look at you and be like, Dad, why they kicking us out? Or are you gonna be the man that actually owns it and stands firm on your shit? And when your son get older, you can be like, man, my dad did his thing. My dad believed in ownership. My dad made sure we were good. He kept the stability. Or is you not? You get what I mean? Like, as a man, like, bro, think about these things. We don't own the land all the time, but we own the property. Bro, we all in the same category. We all in the same category, bro. Because if there was to be chaos today and they deploy shit on us, are we gonna not be are we not gonna trust our neighbors? I mean, bro, your neighbor went through the same shit you've been through, so why y'all can't come together? I'm just asking, man. I'm literally asking questions. I be trying not to say this, and my family be telling me stop saying so much, because one day you gonna, man. Oh, bro, this shit is crazy. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts, collective. Spam it up.
Charlie Kirk was not assassinated because he was political. He was eliminated because he broke the silence contract. Give me 60 seconds and we'll break down the moment he crossed the line. On the surface, this looks like another political hit, but here's what activated his execution. He started threading Epstein's network out loud, not just speculation, real connections, Mossad, US politicians, foreign blackmail. Then he hosted a fair debate with a Zionist. He was not hateful, he was surgical. That's when they called him anti-Semitic. Not for hate, but for breaking narrative control. When you decode Babylon, they don't debate you, they delete you. Here's why this was military, not civilian. This wasn't some angry leftist with a gun. It was field level precision. Neck shot, mid-speech, in public. Plane leaves the airspace, disables tracking, then turns it back on. Multiple fake shooters reported. That's a mimic tactic. Classic covert play. Confuse the crowd, flood the feed, delay the truth until everyone forgets. This was not about Charlie. It was about you. If they can the face of the resistance, they hope the body will shut down. But the 144,000 don't go quiet. We build. Seal your nervous system. Decode the operation. Anchor the scroll. I promise you, Babylon's blueprint is cracking. The fear ritual did not work. Why? Because sovereigns don't broadcast fear. We collapse it. This assassination was not red versus blue. It was a pressure valve. When too much truth leaks out, Babylon hits the kill switch. But that only works when you forget that you're the firewall. If they can do this in plain sight, what else have they done that you have not decoded yet? Don't just comment. Don't just repost. Scan your field. This isn't commentary. This is war. Remember, Charlie was the warning. You are the response.
Terrorists are actively being blackmailed. The Epstein playbook is being used on a daily basis. Jeffrey Epstein was not a financier. He was not a hedge fund manager. Jeffrey Epstein was a key player in a multi-decade blackmail operation against the most powerful people on the planet.
Look what they doing. Look at this video.
A child born in a hospital in the United States today, within hours of coming from source into this, into this body, the first thing that happens to them is pharmaceutical intervention without really asking, there's barely informed consent about this. That child's eyes are smeared with erythromycin ointment and they're given in their first day of life, which is a transmitted disease and IV user disease, of course, which babies are not going to be exposed to. And yet every single baby in America is getting the intervention. So from literally the day we are born, we're on this treadmill.
Why not test the pregnant mother for those?
They do.
Okay, so
they give it to the women who, even if they have tested negative,
which
they give
should be
it to
the
babies.
overwhelming majority.
Absolutely.
So I don't understand, why would you treat a child on his first day of life for illnesses for a fact he doesn't have, it isn't going to get?
So a child's born, let's just take the side. The child's born, he is spread by two routes: transmitted disease or intravenous needles. So my 1 day old isn't going to be having or doing right away. So what's the purpose of getting this on the schedule in the first day of life, the first hours of life? And if you push, and I welcome anyone to do this with their doctor, you get to two things. You get to the American patients are too stupid to remember, so we need to do it right away. That's literally like what they say. And then my doctor told me that the child at daycare could trip over a needle that had on it. That's literally what they get to. That a needle could be on the playground, that somebody just did something, threw the needle down, and it has blood on it. I asked the doctor, has there ever been in human history a case of being transferred that way? They said no. That it's only through intravenous needles. And so you actually, to steelman this, and again, welcome anyone to respond, there's not actually a scenario absent of intravenous needles or that a person gets B. There is not a reason for this to be given.
Of course, bro, it ain't rocket science. We could all say that shit.
Have y'all seen the video of the man going to buy a birthday cake and slams it into his face? He gets off of work, he goes to buy a birthday cake. He says, I don't know why I'm doing this, but something told me I just want to do it, right? And he slams the cake into his face on camera. That is how you shift a timeline. I know it's about to sound crazy, but let me explain. So act on the impulsiveness, believe it or not, that your brain gives you, those random spur of the moment thoughts that pop up like, it should be nice to go do this, I should go do this, etc. And that's what you should be doing. That's going to get you one step closer to what it is you want, right? Now you're thinking, what does that have to do with a cake? But I took a class in college where we had to lay in public, right? We literally just laid on the ground. And it's to help you get over your fear and over rejection. And it gets you one step closer to what it is that you want, right? If I'm bold enough to do this, then me tackling and going after the big things of what I want is no problem. It's simply acting on the impulsiveness, right? Your brain comes up with things that knows it can get you closer to what it is that you want, right? But we talk ourselves out of doing it. So I thought that was so cool. And it's not just making great on your free will. This is what you need to be doing to get you one step closer. It's like saying the things, right, that you really want to say, but you're nervous that you may be misunderstood, right? You're supposed to say those things. You're supposed to do those things because your subconscious and, believe it or not, your conscious mind really knows what you need to be doing to get you one step closer to who it is you want to be and what it is you want to do. Love you, family.
The CIA did it. Who else? Y'all already know I've been talking about stuff like this well before this happened. Them demons is in a power struggle right now because they literally on their last leg. So of course they had to off Charlie Kirk because what he was doing was reaching the quote unquote white people and telling them the truth in ways that we couldn't do. Because a lot of people don't listen to certain information just because it comes from a quote unquote black person. But with him saying it and speaking the way that he do, even though his delivery may not sound right to people that look like me sometimes, but if you listen to him without the emotion, it'd be straight logical. It'd be the truth. And he break down facts and things that actually happened that caused this and that and this. And what have I always been telling y'all about what Trump is doing. He's attacking the root of the problem because they literally made the root seem like it doesn't exist. Like most people never look at the root of the problem. Like, I don't know why, but that's what he was doing. So he's literally waking up the people that they want to use to fight against us. The only difference between me and him is that he fits the algorithm category, as in the way he speaks, the way he looks, etc. Because how the way I speak and the way I look is gonna get me shadow banned on all these platforms. You feel me? So I have the influence, but I don't have the quote unquote money, which equals the power. But in all reality, we already have the power of the influence because we're controlling this reality and we can alter it. While they gotta use objects like quote unquote debt notes, money, to alter us, to manipulate us. Now, when you get a person that got all of that, they really can't do anything because there's one person alone can make mad changes in people's minds, and that's what they're trying to keep in trap. And when I'm talking about everybody. I mean, because everybody been brainwashed, including the white people, the black people, the Mexican people, etc. Everyone that came from another country been brainwashed at some point, and they have to accept that they've been brainwashed so they can change their way of thinking and think on their own instead of listening and following along with the program that the Matrix created. But obviously, since we see this happening, something is about to happen on a larger scale because they're trying to prevent certain people from speaking because they don't want you to wake up before the event happens that's going to split us all. But rest in peace to boy, man. That shit is crazy. But anyways, y'all know how I keep it. Y'all be gods. Peace.
And that's where I'm leaning with it also. Everything he said.
All right, guys, another storm of earthquakes heading off of Port Orford, Oregon. Another 5.0 or over 5.0 just happened within the hour, stacked on top of the others in that same cluster. This isn't just noise in the ocean floor. This is pressure building on the Cascadia line. Here's another interesting little side note. The governor of Oregon just declared emergency measures yesterday for every state building to be retrofitted for earthquakes. We're talking every office building, emergency centers, all to be secured for earthquakes. New ones are already under the building codes that have to withstand a Cascadia level event, but now all older ones have to be updated. So let's think about that. They don't spend millions and sign executive orders unless they know what is coming. They are preparing the infrastructure while telling the public, don't worry. But meanwhile, the ground is literally shaking under your feet. Pay attention. Oregon is giving you the warning literally right now. The question is, are you listening? And then add in, you should go look at the map of USGS. We've got a little cluster going on in Oregon, and then it kind of swoops down into Northern California and then over into Nevada and going up towards Yellowstone. The earth is speaking to you. Please listen.
And she just said exactly what we all had kept, what I said I'm afraid of in previous videos, bro. It's a domino effect. Like, you know, you line up the dominoes and you knock them over and it just starts to hit everywhere in certain spots at a certain time. Once it gets there, that's what I feel like is going to happen with the earthquakes. Cascadian mountain range, the Cascadian fault lines, all the way to the San Andreas fault line. That's going to cause Yellowstone. Yellowstone going to cause some more shit. And then you got, what is it? Is it the Madrid fault line? I think it's the Madrid. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then after that, like, bro, what we gonna have? The doomsday map. This for entertainment purposes. But I could see all this shit just, it start with one, and it's just a domino effect. A chain reaction. Let me know how y'all feel. Let me know how y'all feel. I didn't know, I gotta check the dates on when she put this video out. And like, once they actually said this in Oregon, I gotta look into this, man. This shit kind of scary. But yeah, I mean, this is, wherever you at, bro, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. Whether you in California, wherever you at, bro, it's going to be something. You're not just gonna skate away from this shit free. Nobody. Because again, it's gonna be in my opinion, I could be wrong, it's gonna be a domino effect, a chain reaction. But let me know how y'all feel. Let me know how y'all feel.
So, Charlie Kirk getting shot is not just politics. This is actually a ritual. This happened days after a blood moon eclipse, during eclipse season. And whenever blood spills under eclipse, history shows us it's never just random. These things are symbolic. That blood moon in Pisces was about endings and karmic closure. Today, the moon squares Pluto, the planet of death, transformation, and power. So tension, violence, and control issues are already surfacing in the collective. Saturn is also retrograde in Pisces, which is calling for karmic lessons. Now, watch the media sorcery. What they're going to do is they're going to frame Charlie Kirk as a martyr, a fallen soldier for the cause. Trump is already flying flags at South Mass. This is perfect for energy harvesting. See, martyrdom is not just narrative, it's spell work. Notice how the media wants us to pour sympathy, regardless of this man's words or deeds. That's the spell, that's the sorcery. Turning controversy into martyrdom and pain into power and blood into energy harvesting. That's the energy harvesting. It's not about the man himself. It's about the symbolic power that his death can generate. Also, look at the numbers. This happened right after the 9/9 portal yesterday of completion and release, and today is 9/10. Numerology makes today a 1 day, a day of reset, a new beginning. Also, the anniversary of 9/11 is tomorrow. How convenient. Watch how this event will be used and narrated politically for power and also policy. So don't just react, decode. Eclipse season is a mirror. And ask yourself, whose story are you feeding with your attention? Because your focus is an altar and your energy is an offering, so protect it at all times. This isn't just about policy, race, or it's about fear, it's about influence, and it's about control. Will you choose to focus on politics and the news, or your own personal power and the presidency and politics of your own life and those of your family? My name is Rob Blackstorm. Peace, power, and prosperity. One love, y'all.
I like his work. I like his content. Run him up.
So this video about to be long, so bear with me, because I ain't want to put it on YouTube. I ain't want to make no long ass video, right? So this alien invasion or in November or whatever, the Anunnaki return, they've been here. A lot of y'all is alien. That's why NASA in Hebrew means to deceive. They wanted the native people of the land, the Israelites, lost tribes of Israel, which was written on the temples, know thyself, because a lot of y'all are the aliens. But not just the quote-unquote Hebrew Israelites or the blacks, which you got somebody in Atlanta walking around in the alien suit right now. Excuse me. You got different alien beings here. Got the Celtics, the Nordics, got the Arcturians, the Pleiadians, those quote-unquote the lighter-skinned people. They are aliens too, but we all look humanoid. We all got humanoid features because we on Earth. You got the reptilians, you got the Anunnakis. The reptilians is the ones that want to deceive everybody. They got selfish agendas. They service a self creatures. So on this planet, you see many alienistic agendas at hand. You see people that's loving, see people that's caring, you see people that's selfish, you see people that's only care about their skin color, but it's all extraterrestrial. So a lot of y'all like the aliens coming in November. No, they trying to increase this AI shit. They gonna increase the shit they put on TV. Everything is to distract you from you are the alien. But they got you looking outside yourself. And you never said one time, maybe I could be the alien. You so bored you never looked at yourself, but you looking at everything outside yourself, the TV screen, the phone screen. They got you trapped. When you go see these stars and these celebrities and they put them on stages, right, you call them a star. Why? Because they still have their light. They shining within this world. Because they broke past the Draco reptilian matrix or the net over your mind, because everything is mental in the universe, the cabal, all is mind. So for you to look outside yourself, they got to psychologically attack your mind, and this agenda usually come from the reptilians, because they don't want you to know that your light is magnificent. So you call these celebrities stars because they energy, they magnetism, right? The electromagnetic energy that pulls people towards them, that's light, that's power. Because they know who they is. They couldn't be deceived. So you put them on a stage. So the whole time, y'all watch.
I wanted him to go further. Did y'all remember that clip that we showed early on? And I said I saw this clip and I ended up bringing it to y'all. The alien from I don't even know how far in the future was all tied up. They was interrogating him, asking him where he's from, and he says, I'm from the future. And he says he's from the future. And humans tore this shit up where we at, and they had to go further away. And the further away they went, it caused their features to change. And he was coming back to Earth to help change the shit that humans are effing up, put it like that. Because he was trying to come back in time. There's where time doesn't exist, because he's going from future to past to present. And he literally, it was y'all, I know y'all gotta remember this video. And he says it. And he says, like, yo, I'm here. I'm trying to change it so we don't mess it up for the future. It was some crazy shit. Tell me if y'all remember that clip. Now he's saying we are this. It's like, everybody got their opinions. Some people believe we are the Anunnaki. Some people believe we are not the Anunnaki. Some believe the Anunnaki are the fallen angels. But then they let off the government or the 1% and let them and just give them a category. It's called the royal families. What? Bro, they doing demonic and demon shit too. So how you gonna call some shit you ain't never seen a fallen angel, but then you ain't calling the people who effing you over the fallen? That's what I'm saying. So everybody got their perception. Let me know where y'all fall on this. How y'all feel about this clip? Let me know.
Okay, this Irina Jasruska situation has just gotten weirder. We're going full-blown conspiracy theory on this one. Sit back, relax, if you can. We're going down the rabbit hole. Now, there's some new audio that just leaked from the killer Day Carlos Brown Jr. speaking to his sister about this whole situation.
Did what?
The material, feel like the material using my body is that place.
So he claims that there is a man-made material or some type of microchip in his body that made him commit the in which he was actually arrested for back in January for claiming the same thing. They said Brown was arrested for the misuse of the 911 system, claiming that there was a man-made material in his body that controlled his eating, walking, and talking. Remember in part 1 where I showed you all that evidence and how the CIA could be behind this because they have stuff like Operation Mockingbird? Where's documented evidence where they work with the mainstream media to shape public opinion? Well, that's just the beginning. Can anybody tell me why the same thing happened back in 2017 where a shooter went to the Fort Lauderdale airport, killed 5 people, and said the government was controlling his mind? And this was done by Iraq War veteran Esteban Santiago Ruiz, who's now sitting in prison for life. Gets even weirder. So they said the shooting lasted about 70 to 80 seconds. They said he purchased the gun legally and the gun was in his checked luggage. After the shooting, though, he just laid down on the floor. What? It's also noted that just like Day Carlos, he went to the authorities way before the attack to notify him that he was being controlled and hearing voices and something or someone was controlling his actions. It gets even weirder because I got this message from someone on the ground doing their own investigation. They said, hey, I saw your video on the Ukrainian girl being a psyop. I'm part of the Ukrainian diaspora and I reached out to the family so I can rally the community for support. What seemed like a simple act on my part led me down a number of dead ends. I called the police department, got bounced around, and in the end, I couldn't confirm that this even happened. I spoke with the funeral home, there was no burial, and a GoFundMe that was requesting $150K. Her Instagram looks like a fake account. I'm not sure any of it even happened. The entire thing may be staged as one big psyop. Now, I can't confirm nor deny any of that information, but it is interesting that this picture of her in her room has a Black Lives Matter poster. I don't know if this is before or after she came to the US, but it would be kind of weird since she came to the US in 2022 and you have something years removed from BLM. But all in all, it just seems like they want a part 2 of BLM. I mean, isn't it weird that everything this year is supercharged with racial issues? You have Austin Metcalf, you have Cracker Barrel, you have Shannon Sharp with the OnlyFans girl, and now this. Are we seeing a pattern yet? Make sure you guys get into my Telegram, link in bio. I'm gonna drop more information on this, but let me know what you guys think below.
Shout out to Maverick Approach. Legend. Go run him up. Tell him I sent you. I heard that this whole shit was made up. But now I'm hearing something totally different. But then that got brought up as well. I don't know. But there is a pattern here. And again, there's a pattern within this video. And I'm going to say it again. Bro, let's just say we're stronger together than apart. And there's a agenda being pushed here where they trying to divide us. Because if we ever come together, the sky is nowhere near the limit. The limit is past the sky. Let's put it like that. There's no limit to our success. There's no limit to how far we could push humanity. Just saying, Tartarian days ain't too far removed, and ain't not too far to even go back to, in my opinion. Let me know how y'all feel. We need peace, not war.
Something told me the whole Charlie Kirk thing was a distraction for something going on with the Epstein files. And what I just showed you was the book. The f***ing book that was released. And when I say this book is so goddamn dark, if you just scroll through the book, because it's posted by ABC, it literally came out 1 hour and like 12 minutes before the Charlie Kirk incident. Everybody needs to be in dark and dirty and nasty, and it has so many hidden messages. There are so many hidden messages that are linked to like Pythagorean theorem. They have these pictures, and like this is one heading titled Brooklyn, and it has little excerpts of clips from like New York fairs where it says freak show and all this other shit. They have like Xerox copies of women's bodies and like these little pictures of Epstein Island with Epstein and like a circle. You guys, please. Bro, what the f is this? Everybody involved with Jeffrey Epstein needs to go to jail. I'm sorry, but show us the files. We don't give a f. R.I.P. Charlie. R.I.P. Charlie. But what the f is this? Why is no one talking about this? House Committee Oversight just got access to those files an hour before what happened to Charlie Kirk. And those files, that book is a book that was created by Ghislaine Maxwell titled 50th Birthday, where she compiled like these cryptic ass messages that could only mean so much. If you guys, I'm gonna go through the book, but my spidey senses, no, I don't know what they did with these women. I don't know if they sold these women, trafficked these women, I don't know what the going on, but I am disturbed. I am way more disturbed than the Charlie Kirk video.
A lot of people don't know that Jamaicans are extremely goddamn, not just because they take so long when you order food from there. They be like, chicken ready when it's ready, man. Not just for that reason, but genetically, in this process of self-discovery. I went from Ghana to Jamaica to Kingston up in the mountains to a Maroon village called Akrampong. The Maroons are the people that escaped from slavery almost as soon as they hit the island, because they looking around, they're like, I know what to do with this. I'm out of here. Like, Maroons fought the British for 60, 70, 80 years until they reached a point where the British had to grant them sovereignty. Up in this Maroon village, Akrampong. Akrampong is the name of a place in Ghana. The most famous Maroons, Kojo. Like my name is Kwesi and Kweku. They're like the basic Ghanaian names. They speak Twi words and some of their patois. One of the wildest parts about it to me too is the fact that these people have had sovereignty and freedom since the 1600s. In that time, they have had two, because they're so deeply in tune with their natural state as African people. It's a piece of technology that they've placed on us through oppression to believe that we're an inherently violent people. It's just propaganda. Reality is that we live in a violent society. And so these people that extracted themselves from a violent society and lived within their ancestral spiritual practices in that period of 500 years. Not only that, everybody owns the land. There's no ownership of land because land is something that God provided for everybody. You can grow your food and feed your family. I don't know. Is that socialism? I guess African societies were kind of like rooted in a sort of socialism.
Shout out to Vic Mensa, man. I didn't know none of that. Well, I'm curious. Are the Maroons, if you know, are the Maroons the same? Are the Maroons the same people who fought the British with voodoo and won? I'm curious because I do know that there was voodoo used and they defeated the British. Now I'm not sure if it was the Maroons though, to be exact, because I took a little rabbit hole and I had a homie that was Haitian and I asked him about Bandu and all types of stuff, and bro was like, looked at me like, how you know? And I'm just like, come on, bro. Like, I've heard quite a few things. Like, I'm curious. I want to know more about your culture. And he kind of led me down some more of the rabbit hole. But let me know. Are the Maroons the same ones who use voodoo to beat the British? I'm curious. I really want to know. I heard that's another reason why Katrina was hitting those regions too, because they didn't want to have to keep fighting people with that's using those things. So, because think about it, if they escaped slavery and they did use those rituals or those that form of magic to defeat the British, is it completely bad or is it 50-50? Can it be used for bad and can it also be used for good? I'm curious. Y'all let me know. Let me know, because a lot of people, you'd be like, oh, it's strictly bad. But if it was used to stay from becoming a slave, is it still bad? That's just a question. That's not saying I agree or disagree. I'm just asking questions. So with that being said, it's like, if you was about to become a slave and that was your only option, and they stopped you and your kids from becoming slaves for generations from the 1600s till now, would you do it or would you not? Would you just go take them shackles and chains and go become that slave? Like, let me know what you would do. I'm curious. Spam it up.
Queen Nanny of the Maroons, the fierce Jamaican rebel leader who struck fear into the hearts of the British. Born in Ghana, she arrived in Jamaica as a slave, but escaped and led the Maroons, a community of escaped slaves, into the mountains. A skilled guerrilla fighter, she fiercely defended her people against British attempts to recapture them. Her strategic brilliance and use of traditional African tactics made her a formidable foe, repelling numerous British invasions. Nannytown, a well-fortified Maroon village, served as her base, with hidden trails and booby traps ensuring its security. Queen Nanny's resistance was so successful that the British eventually signed a peace treaty with the Maroons in 1739, granting them freedom and land. Today, Queen Nanny is a national hero in Jamaica, an inspiration to those who value freedom and resistance against oppression. Her legacy is a testament to the strength and resilience of a woman who refused to be enslaved.
Trump's new policy with the police and the National Guards. Is this man the next dictator? This video is about to get a little dark and a little deep. Stay with me. It's not really about this man right here. We are dealing with dictatorship, police, and policies. There is no such thing as human rights. We have magic rights and rights. In order to overstand DC or District Columbia, you must overstand who the is Lady Columbia. But like I said, it's not about this person, it's about policy. So the real question is, what the is the policy? The policy is the time-filled matrix. When people speak about the matrix, they are speaking about time, space, and time. If you ever feel like your life is going in slow motion, it's true. We are frozen in time. The time-filled matrix is nothing but a chessboard, but I'm gonna come back to this real soon. If you know anything about chess, you can kind of understand what's happening to us right now. We are the little pieces that's being moved around on the chessboard, but we only move forward. We are nothing but pawns in this matrix reality game. The people that control this world, they stole our spirits and pawned us and put us in a pawn shop. Once you understand the symbolism, this will start working again. This is why we have lucky number 7, 7 days of the week, and 7 chakras. That's because once the pawn reaches the 8th rank, it can become a queen, a rook, a knight, or a bishop. Lucky number 7, once the pawn reaches number 8, it gets to a higher rank. But once you get to number 8, it's a trick, it's a lie. You go right back in the hourglass, which is the number 8, or the serpent eating his own tail. Everything is a dark illusion because we are dealing with black magicians that put rights on us that gave us false rights. It's not about this weirdo. It's not about the people that came before him or after him. It's about policy. But right now, he represents the Trump card or the wild card, the Joker. I told you I was going to come back to this image, right? Do you know what you are looking at right now? Do you know what the sun and the moon represents? Do you know why they put a ladder right here? Remember they said sky is the limit, but if you go up the ladder, you can go beyond the limit. That's why in the movie The Matrix, Morpheus asks Neo, do you want the red pill or the blue pill? But the red pill and blue pill represents the 2 pillars. The 2 pillars. So do you want the red pill or the blue pill, or the blue pillar or the red pillar? These people that control this world stole our spirits and they froze us. We are not moving, we are repeating. Right before we get to the 8th rank, it started all over again and right back to the game of time. That's why we feel depressed all the time. If you want to know more about these topics, you can check out my ebook. I have 18 tricks that teach you how to escape the matrix. Link in the bio.
Is that a reach to y'all? How y'all feeling?
Wake the up.
Alright, pay attention, bro. Real rap. Hurry up. Our world has changed. What does this mean, bro? What does it mean? That's cat. Bro, what does this mean, bro? What does it mean?
Man, let me tell y'all. People paying with their palm, bro. I was in Whole Foods and I seen it. I'm like, yo, that's the palm. That's what they pay with their hand. Like, oh my God. I seen it in person, bro. I seen it in person. I still can't believe it. How y'all feel about that? Are y'all gonna do it? Is y'all gonna do it? Let me know, man. Let me know. Let me know. I know I'm just playing. I know y'all not. I know y'all not. Great reset.
So you're saying none of us are actually from Earth?
Not the Earth you think you know. The 7 continents we live on aren't our birthplace. They're a containment zone, a prison sealed off by the ice wall.
A prison for who?
For us. We're descendants of people who once lived beyond the wall, civilizations so advanced and defiant they couldn't be controlled. So long ago, someone made a decision: isolate them, populate these continents with carefully selected descendants, erase their memories, erase their origins.
You're saying we are not natives here?
Exactly. We were placed here. Richard Constantine orchestrated what's called the Great Placement. He found these untouched lands inside the ice wall and realized they could serve as the perfect cage. But how do you populate entire continents? Embryos. He harvested them from the ancestral lands, raised the first generation just enough to survive, then released them, let them believe they were inventing fire, tools, agriculture, when it was all designed.
So all of human history is staged?
Absolutely, and for my safety, it is just for entertainment purposes.
Now that sounds like some Hunger Games shit, don't it? Snow?
Yeah, black people, just get over it. Like, slavery was a long time ago, alright? Why can't they just move on? Well, this is sort of precious coming from people who set off fireworks every July 4th. Because that's some old too, right? Like Independence Day, that didn't happen last week, right? We didn't break away from the British last Thursday. That's some old but we're still celebrating that. So when it's stuff that makes us feel good, we love it. When it's stuff that makes us feel better than others, superior, like we're the greatest people and the greatest country ever struck off from the forehead of God Almighty, oh, we'll remember that forever. We just don't like the stuff that brings us up a little short, makes us look a little less than superior, maybe not quite as good as we'd like to believe. If you don't understand why the past affects the present, particularly around issues like enslavement, putting aside the inheritance of wealth and the lack thereof, part of which is certainly an explanation for why currently the median white wealth is 15 times the median African-American wealth and 11 to 12 times the median Latino wealth. Certainly that has something to do with history, who had access to resources and who didn't. But putting aside that, let's just understand something. The only reason Donald Trump is president right now is because of a little thing called the Electoral College, which was put in place by folks. See, we got this revisionist history that we've been spinning for the last couple of months about the Electoral College. Oh, you know, it was put in there to prevent tyranny. For real, you think? Do you really think that? Because I don't think that. Right? That might have been one of the things that folks were concerned about, but it was also put in because folks like the folks in Virginia, in the bigger slaveholding states, right, didn't want direct democracy or anything even remotely like it because it would have hurt them, because so much of their population was not enfranchised, right? So much of their population in some areas, 40% or over half of the people in some of those slaveholding states were what? Disenfranchised, counted as 3/5 of a human being, not considered people. And if you had anything remotely resembling direct democracy, those states would have been harmed by that. So in fact, the Electoral College was in part a compromise with slaveholding states, states who were dependent upon enslavement mechanism of economic development so as to improve their political position vis-a-vis non-slaveholding states. So if you don't understand how slavery, because this is the point, right? Even if you don't think racism was key to Donald Trump's own campaign, which, you know, suggests to me that you might have been asleep for the last several months, even if you believe that, understand that in the 1700s, white supremacy embedded in the structure of the country at the founding of the country is most definitely implicated in his election, because without the obeisance to the Electoral College, without that compromise, we know he would not be president right now. So that is why we have to think about the past, and that is why the past affects the present. See,
the media just released video footage of the military trying to shoot down a UFO spacecraft. And guess what? The technology didn't do shit to them. Everything that's taking place right now is connected to the Maya prophecies. Remember they said the world was going to end in 2012? But did you know that 2020 is really 2012? So you can say our world ended maybe 5 years ago. So now they're releasing footage of this orb or this UAP in space. But you know they were speaking about some kind of mothership called 3-Eye Atlas that's coming close to us. So the real question is, why they keep speaking about these UFOs? I hear some people saying that they were speaking about UFOs to distract us from the Epstein's file. Not this time. It's not really a distraction. This shit right here with the orbs and UFOs is a real thing. This video is about to get a little dark and a little deep. Stay with me. The earth is losing her color. We are killing it. The greed, toxic pollution, the oceans is dying. We are killing all the animals. We don't know how to love each other. We take. We don't give nothing back. The earth is losing her color. The goddess is on her last cycle. Whatever the earth do, the universe do. Whatever the universe do, we do. Everything in creation has a cycle, and we are on our last, or I should say, the end times. So you can say that we are really in judgment right now. Let me break it down on a deeper level. Let me break this down on a more spiritual level so we can all understand what's going on. I have a spiritual mission. You have a spiritual mission. Your boyfriend, your mom, your son, and your daughter. We are all here for a purpose. We have two different missions. The first mission is to understand who you are. The second mission is we have to find out who we are in a collective consciousness. So a lot of times these life forms, they don't really come here to hurt us. They come here to help us. But we was mind of these Hollywood movies, or we come in peace. This is not peace. This is peace. We've been distracted for so long, we don't know who to trust. But a lot of these life forms may be your enemy, and a lot of them came here to help you. Our reality works similar to a video game. If you notice, if you play a game, you only have a certain amount of lives to beat the mission. Well, we only have a certain amount of reincarnations to escape this cycle. 2020 was our last cycle. So pretty soon, the people that control this world or make these laws, they're going to tell you that these UFOs are coming here to conquer the world, and we need to fight them. If you fight them, that would be the dumbest mistake you will ever make. I've been speaking about this for 15 years. Check out the ebook.
Who more powerful if they could split our U.S. missiles?
Some ain't adding up. Why is Suge Knight acting like he's driving somewhere? Why does Tupac look worried? And check out the date. I thought Tupac was unalived on the 7th, not the 8th. There's a lot of strange things in this photo, and this is a viral photo, by the way. What do I mean by strange? So if Suge Knight's driving, how come the keys aren't in the ignition? Why would he pretend like he's driving? I smell setup, and this is for educational purposes only. Watch the video until the end, comment below, and share this video with someone you love, care, and respect. They also said Suge Knight went to the hospital because he got glass from his head from the you-know-what. I'm gonna play this video of this lady talking, and you tell me if any of this makes sense to you.
Gunshots, so we didn't really know exactly what we heard. We heard a lot of screaming, a lot of cars screeching. We were just hanging out, taking photos at the time. We ran up the street as cops were running past us, and by the time we got here, they were already taking, which now I found out was Tupac, into the helicopter away. He had been shot.
Okay, so we're making the grisly discovery that Egypt was originally America. Then that would mean we would have to be held captivity by our own people. Ain't that in the Bible? Okay, so stay with me. So, okay, you know the Grand Canyon was not a part of America. You know what I mean? It didn't come a part of America till like 1912. You know what I mean? Okay, and they didn't make modern day Israel to 1948. Okay, but they said they was traveling from Egypt to Canaan. Okay, Canaan was the motherland where Jerusalem and everything, past line, all that was over there. You know what I mean? It was all in Canaan. You know what I mean? It said they was traveling from Canaan to Egypt. Okay, there's no way that you could travel from Egypt, America, to modern day Israel because of the sea. You can't walk on foot because of the sea. You know what I mean? And when it said Moses led the Israelites out of captivity from Egypt into the land of Canaan, and they had to go through a massive forest, think about the Kaibab forest that's located inside the Grand Canyon. Okay, Canaan. Could the Grand Canyon be Canaan? You know what I mean? Is that why 90% of the Grand Canyon is off limits to the people? That Kaibab forest is 1.9 million acres long. You know what I mean? And it said they roamed around for about 40 years until they entered the land of Canaan. The Grand Canyon. I seriously feel like it's the Grand Canyon. Canaan was the Grand Canyon, Jerusalem and everything was over there. That's why we can't visit.
Hey, collective. Y'all done sent some clips today. I'm sitting here like, bro, I'm not going to shut that one out. I'm going to stay open-minded to that. Canyon. We seen how they manipulate words now, how they switch it up. Some people like to say the Da Vinci Code ain't real. I like to say they still use the Da Vinci Code, especially to control language, ultimately to control perception. Y'all give me y'all thoughts. Spam it up, collective.
I'm just asking a question, like, how does one publish a book a day prior to an event happening with the exact details of what happened?
That's why I said so much information and misinformation going around.
Tupac predicted that hate would be used to keep us apart while the system kept winning. Tupac once said, "They don't want us united, they want us fighting each other, so we don't see the real enemy." And that hits harder than ever today. Just this week, the news was filled with tragedy. A woman stabbed on a bus in a racially motivated attack. A life lost, a family broken, and a community divided. And while everyone argues online about race, about blame, about sides, the system sits back and watches. Pac warned about this. He said, "The hate they plant in us is the hate that destroys us. Because when we're fighting each other, we're not fighting poverty. We're not fighting corruption. We're not fighting the ones who profit from our pain." Look at 2025. Every tragedy becomes another headline designed to divide. Social media algorithms push outrage. Politicians use fear to win votes. And we're left pointing fingers at each other instead of asking why the cycle keeps repeating. Pac knew the truth. He said, "We might be different on the surface, but the struggle is the same. Jobs disappearing, housing unaffordable, streets underfunded, lives undervalued." He wasn't blind to violence. He lived through it every day, but he saw the bigger picture. Hate is the tool and division is the weapon. And now, every time we turn on the news, we see it playing out exactly how Pac predicted. Because as long as we're tearing each other apart, the system never has to change. Comment GOAT for more.
I think he also was the one who said, no, I'm playing. He was the one who said, bro, it's not about black or white. It's the war isn't about black people versus white people. The war is between good versus evil. And I'm going to add on to that. Bro, it's an energy war. It's a spiritual war. It's so much deeper than that color shit, bro. So much deeper. The root is stronger than the branch. It's always strong. You take a branch, you go snap that. That's how it is when we by ourselves individually. When we divide it. When we together, man, we the root to the tree. You know how hard it is to snap a root? I say that all the time, man. Pac also said he ain't gonna change the world, but he was gonna spark the brains to change the world. And I think it's a whole lot of brains sparked and understand how we want to go about changing the world. Let me know how y'all feel though. It's for entertainment purposes. None of what I said was true.
Y'all, when I tell you what's going on in grocery stores right now is unbelievable. People can barely afford the basic necessities of life. This is getting out of hand. People are crying out for help, but the silence is deafening. And all across America, people are fed up. They're asking their governments for help, but things just keep getting higher and higher, y'all. Rent, bills, food, and they're just fed up.
I ain't gonna believe this freaking crap. Me and my husband just left the grocery store, walked out with not even 4 bags, and paid over almost $300 something. Everything has just went up double. Like, what the heck, man? This is getting crazy. We can't even afford groceries anymore. My husband brings home not even $500 a week. And we can't afford this freaking crap. And we went to fill out for freaking food stamps to get help. They denied us. They said he made too much.
Check here. I am at the Walmart in Rochester, Indiana. And I went to grab coffee because I'm out of coffee and was kind of shocked. The 38.2 ounce coffee, Maxwell House, is $21.44. So I was curious and I looked back, and in October of last year, so almost a year ago, I paid $12 and some odd cents. I'll put the receipt on this later for the same exact amount. I mean, if you think tariffs or inflation or something's not increasing the costs, you're messed up in the head.
Just walked into a random grocery store to get chocolate chips to make chocolate chip pancakes, and I get to the aisle. Do you want to know how much they are? You're never gonna guess. Let me flip. $10.39 for Nestle Toll House. $17.79. Dude.
For chocolate chips?
Are seriously getting robbed. And whose economy?
I just spent $72 on stuff to make chili, and that's going to feed my family maybe 2 nights. $72. Y'all going to have to figure something out up there in Washington, D.C.
Okay, what's going on with food right now. This is literally 93.7. It's all organic or whatever, all grass fed for $10.49 a pound. That's ridiculous. Even down here for $85.15, it's more. It's $11.50. You know, that's organic or whatever. Still, you have 96.4 for $8 a pound. What the is going on?
This is getting out of hand. It's to a point where people can't live. And I just want to show you something. This right here, I just went grocery shopping for very basic things. Very basic. This amounted to $100. Like, this isn't even... You're telling me this is $100? This isn't even barely anything to feed me for a couple days.
Okay, I just got done with Walmart. If you saw my video just a little bit ago about how much I spent for just 29 items. I had to use my credit card because I couldn't afford it. I'm a single mom. Come on, people. Trump, everybody, lower the grocery bills. We gotta eat. We gotta feed our kids. Come on, really take this seriously. Trump, administration, anybody listening, please lower the grocery bills.
You guys want to talk about some crazy shit? This is $100 worth of groceries. $100 even. That's before taxes. $100 right here.
No one's freaking out harder about how high grocery prices are right now. In 2020, my grocery bill was $100 to $150 a month. Now, it's $300 to $350 a month. And now, I don't even buy meat. I can't afford it. I dumped Publix. I only go to Target because it's the cheapest option near me. I almost never buy the name brand stuff. This is beyond inflation at this point. This is just a full-on scam. Last week, I went and got salt, shaving cream, and a salad kit. Altogether, these three tiny things cost $10.31. A box of salt was $4. Like what? I could rub it on my skin and live forever? It's
$700.05. That is what I just spent at Walmart to buy groceries for my home, to buy our essentials. Like, I didn't buy anything wild and crazy and extra. The only thing that I would say that I bought that was extra was I bought a couple of those cheap t-shirts that are like the $5 t-shirts in the kids section because my daughter loves them. Two of my daughters love them. And then I bought a pair of $7 black shorts for my daughter because she needed some. So that wasn't even extra because she needed some. And I bought me a pair of shorts. $700. I can't afford this. Like, I'm a teacher, and my husband also works for my school district, and the cost of living has gone up so freaking much, but we're not raising teacher salaries. We're not raising them. We're not making them match what is happening right now.
Everything is piling up like a weight on people's back, y'all. And the question is, I want to know what it's about. Is it just inflation, or is this pressure engineered, like, to wake up Americans to shut down this system? Because everybody else is doing it. Why isn't America doing it? It's like everyone is waiting on America. Even America's waiting on America. So what are we doing, y'all? But I'm going to tell you this, y'all. It's going to get a lot more interesting, y'all. The shit is here. People see it. People feel it. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Let's continue to get it. Peace in.
Then you got to factor in, like they said, that's just food. What about your cleaning essentials for the house? What about soap? What about toothbrushes, toothpaste, socks, underwear? And man, because I know I'm not the only one who've noticed underwear is way too expensive. Underclothes in general, men or women, is way too expensive. To factor in your food. And you got your bills, lights. You might have cable. You got all these different miscellaneous things, bro. Your car note, your insurance. Then you got to pay for your tags. Might even got to pay for a smog if it's that time of year. At least in California, you got to do that. Your rent. And rent is continuously to go high. Out here in Sac, if you pay cheap rent, you're going to pay for it. Literally. Even if you paying expensive rent, sometimes you still gonna pay for it. Or your neighbors is gonna be damn near right next to you. You can't even fart without they ass hearing you. Like, I apologize, but I'm just saying you can't do nothing. Like, they build everything so close, no privacy, no nothing. But you paying out the ass for your rent. It's crazy, bro. Inflation, I think, is pressured and it's organized. They organize. This is part of their plan. What's y'all thoughts?
We told y'all. They coming for our energy this month. We told you that this month was going to be filled with turmoil beyond belief. And lo and behold, it is living up to everything that we expected. It's up to us, you guys, to change the reality. They are trying to force us into a CW right now with black against white, and I be damned if it ain't working. We have to keep our heads up. We have to know that this is coming and know better. Do not fall for it, you all. It is sad what just happened to Charlie Kirk. Lord knows it is sad. All right? I don't agree with everything the man say. I agree with some things the man say. All right? The same way some of y'all might not agree with some of the stuff I say. But some of y'all might agree with some of the stuff I say. You can't agree with everything from everybody. But every living human being has the right to their opinion. Period. All right? That's my stance and I'm standing on. Everyone has the right to their opinion. So please, people, please remember your neighbor. Whether they're not the same color at all, is still your neighbor. All right? Remember that. And what they're trying to stir up right now, boy, I'd be damned if they ain't doing a good job.
Damn right. I seen Meek Mill even tweet they pushed for a CW.
I believe that it needs to be said. I believe that this was an inside job concerning Mr. CK. The reason why is because he started to speak out against Zionism. Another thing was that he was actually requiring the Epstein files to be released. So you have to understand, Mr. Epstein, when he had his deposition in 2010, he was asked distinctively, did he know Agent Orange, Trump? He said yes. Have you ever hung out with Agent Orange? Yes. So you have to understand, this is an inside job, and it's to basically to protect the interests of the elites. Because if those files are handed over, Trump is finished by the morning. Rather that, he's finished by tonight. What we have to understand, right, is that the only ones who are capable of hitting basic standard shots like that are militarized snipers. That is a common shot from 200 yards away, right? It's a walk in the park. That's 2 football fields. It's a walk in the park. It's a standard. Carlos Hathcock once said that the average man couldn't hit a shot from 50 to 75 yards away. So any and everything that happens when it comes to sniper and political violence, whatever you want to call it, it is from someone who is a very good basic shot from 200 yards away. It is someone who is ex-military or in the military that has done these things. Okay? What we have to understand is that there is something coming behind us that have massive implications. And when I say massive implications, I'm saying is that what I believe it's a Masonic hit. What I believe it is to protect the interests of the elites, because the thing is if those files are released, it exposes most of the government, if not all. It exposes elites, and it exposes the hidden hands of the bloodlines of 13 families. This is something that was actually staged, okay? Because as of today is 9/11, right? So the Bible says that God is not the author of confusion. There's a lot of confusion. He also said, if Satan be divided against himself, how shall his kingdom stand? Right? A nation that is divided against itself shall not stand. This has nothing to do with liberal. This has nothing to do with Democrat. And this has nothing to do with Republican. What this has to do with is spiritual wickedness in high places. Okay? Now, for whatever reason God judged the man for, that's God's business and his business alone. But the reason is on this platform, on this earth, on this terrestrial plane, we have to understand is they have an agenda. The Dems, the Republicans, they all work together. Okay? Problem, reaction, solution. The problem was that this guy, CK, was speaking out against daddy's business. When I say daddy's business, I'm talking about the government, not my daddy. But those who believe in the government, your daddy. Speaking out against daddy's business. And the reaction was, take him out and see how the people act. And the solution is what? More strict unaliving laws. Now, the fact that he spent most of his career, if not all of his career, speaking out against melanated brothers and sisters and implicating that the crime is mainly based on them, based on us, actually backfired in the faces of all who actually believed and supported this guy's campaign and his talk show and his podcast. Okay, and the fact that it didn't take place in Chicago, it didn't take place in Baltimore, it didn't take place in Minnesota, and it didn't take place in Colorado. It took place in Provo, Utah. The irony is serious. So you have to understand the world is a stage. Okay? And politicians are the actors. We are the audience. We have to understand what the plot is. And the plot is, it's not them going against each other. It's them going against you. You better wake up before it's too late.
Man, today was a little bit of a longer video. Y'all let me know how y'all feeling. Do y'all want them longer like this still? Or do y'all want me to go back to the 2 uploads in one day? But like I said, there's a lot of different information coming out, different rabbit holes on this whole topic. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk, man. Again, that was sad. I don't understand why we can't just have peace. Why it always got to be war here on this place called Earth. It just does not make sense. The poverty, the division, the war. Like, bro, what is going on? Why we just can't be peaceful, bro? But I love y'all collective. Y'all know we made it to the end of this, and if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7, and this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps collective grow, helps collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate y'all. If you're watching on your TV, whatever the case is, I wish you was smooth 7. Love y'all collective. Until I see y'all in the next one, y'all know what it is. We gone.
Ay, yeah, I just check my account, sheesh, at the amount.